Joining us today, we have a recent ZiyoTek graduate who actually just landed her first job. Hey, Maksuda, give yourself a little introduction and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey everyone. Hello, whoever is watching this video. My name is Maksuda. I graduated ZiyoTek 2023 as a Linux system engineer. I didn't have any IT background before taking this course, so now I do have a lot of knowledge in Linux as a Linux system engineer. And I found the job. I got hired in 2 months. So I graduated in the middle of October this year, 2023, and now it's January. So yes, I found a job and I'm happy.
Well, awesome. Congratulations, Maksuda. That's first and foremost. You know, a lot of our students, the current students, a lot of our the people who are looking at ZiyoTek's way, they're wondering that in between from graduating to getting a job, what's that journey like? What was it like for you?
It was hard, not easy, of course, mentally, because like you are graduated and all you do by yourself all this time, like 7-8 months. Teachers helped us what to do, how to do, and now you apply by yourself. You get a lot of interviews. You have to like answer to the questions. You have to be ready to a lot of stuff. But by doing each interview, you'll get a lot of experience. So I graduated in the middle of October, and I started applying from LinkedIn and Indeed. I got like 4 or 5 interviews with the recruiters, and like on the phone, on Zoom, and there were no any like next steps. Usually they do 3-4 steps, but I only like they did only 1 step, and that's it. They didn't reach me out. I'm like, why they are not reaching me out? I even cried some days, where I'm gonna find the job. But I keep applied, and everyone said this the end of the year and market will be high on from the January. Just wait, be patient, keep applying. And December 22nd or 20th, one company that I located in New Jersey, they reached me out by email, and they said, do you have time on the phone interview, like 10 minutes? And yes, we scheduled the interview, and they called me. They asked me questions: what you do, what you know, can you commute to our city? It's far away from me. I said yes, and they asked like, can you work like 9 to 6? I said yes, okay. And they said, we want to see you in person. Let's schedule in-person interview. When do you have time? I said after January 1st. They said, okay, great. They scheduled for January 3rd, and I went on that day. I'm like very nervous, but interview went so smoothly. They were so friendly. They asked a lot of questions, and I was so prepared. I took career services on ZiyoTek, like almost like 1 month from Ilhamaka, and they asked behavioral questions that Ilhamaka taught us how to answer. And they didn't answer the questions that I don't know the answer. They asked questions like every question that they asked, I answered. I was like, oh my god. And it was easy, to be honest. That interview was easy for me because this was for Linux system administrator position. Interview was 1 hour and 30 minutes. They said, okay, we'll keep in touch. If whatever we decide, we'll let you know. I said, okay. And after 2 days, I asked what happened. So can I know next steps from HR? And they said, yes, we want to give you offer. So here is your offer. And today I talked with them. So from Monday, I'm starting my new position as a Linux system administrator, and I'm so happy. It wasn't easy. I cried a lot, but I applied every day. I had interviews on the phone, on the Zoom call with the recruiters. I prepared. I tried my best.
Again, congratulations. You definitely went through a lot. You're not the first person to say it wasn't easy. A lot of people hear that it's tough and they think it's impossible and they kind of misconstrue everything. And
Yes.
what I like to generally tell students is like, listen, ZiyoTek is the materials that we could give you, right? And then from the student's perspective, it's the motivation, it's the hard work, it's the extra curriculum activities that you could do to help improve your chances of getting that job after the program. No matter which way you put it, definitely no easy task, but is it doable? I believe so. I do want to circle back to one thing that you did mention, career service in ZiyoTek. I believe you mentioned you took that. Is that correct?
Yes.
How was career service for you? Did it generally help you practice a little bit preparing for the interview?
Yes, it helped a lot to me because as a stay-at-home mom, I needed some motivation how to apply, where to apply, how to ask for like behavioral questions. You know, Ilham out like every day he talks too much, so much. So he mentioned everything and whatever he like told us like do speak whatever if like interviewers ask something about about for example nagios if you don't know exact that question's answer just tell something about nagios that just show that you know what to do with the nagios. So I did same like this like Ilhamaka told me. So when they ask some exact question on my this in-person interview, I just keep talk like whatever I know this nagios, not that exact answer, but I show that I know something. And he's like, oh, cool, cool. So I believe that they said, "Oh, this girl knows something. Let's hire her." Yeah, career service helped me a lot, and Hamaka said also research on YouTube, TikTok, and before going that in-person interview, I researched TikTok, and I saw some videos about behavioral question, how to ask, and what to ask from company. Homeka said, always ask question from company. Don't let them to interview only you. You interview them also. Like, what's the position? What kind of priority you do? Like, what project you guys work? I asked like 6 questions from them, and they answered. They saw that I'm interested to their company, so it helped me a lot.
Well, that's awesome to hear. It definitely, in my
Yeah.
opinion, improves your chances and gives you a little bit about what to expect before going to the
Yeah.
interviews.
Yes.
What were your expectations while going through the program? And how do you feel about your expectations now after the program? You know, generally a lot of people when going through the program, I'm sure it's kind of crushing, you know, there's a lot of information to intake. Were you just waiting for the program to be over and for you to start applying for jobs? And I'm sure maybe depending on who you ask, you know, some people may have thought that it would be easier to land that first job, harder to land that first job. Where were you in this sort of question?
Yeah, okay. Actually, my husband also graduated ZiyoTek. He
Oh,
was
wow, I did
a
not know that.
real model for me, you know. He also found in 2 months. He graduated in June or July 2020 or 21, and he started working from August. So I always, you found the job, then I'm gonna find the job also. He always said, no, you can do it. You can do it. You are like your English is good, so you are smart, and but in the beginning of this my course Linux, I was like learning Linux part from Catherine, and like 2 or 3 months I'm like, what I'm doing here, I didn't understand, you know. What I'm doing, am I learning, am I doing correct, what I'm doing, what's these letters, but uh, when it comes to project we did 2 projects, and these projects you do by all yourself. Teachers will not help you. If you ask questions they will help you, but you have to do by yourself from scratch everything what you learned from ZiyoTek. And this project helped me a lot, and I realized that, oh, I learned something. I'm not understanding, I'm doing myself, you know. So yeah, my expectation 100 of 100 because I found a job, and my husband also former student of ZiyoTek, and like 2 years he's working as a DevOps engineer, and we're all happy. So yeah. He was my real model and motivation. So I found a job, I graduated
Yeah.
ZiyoTek. You can do it also, but keep applying, don't worry. Like every morning from 9 a.m. I start like applying, searching jobs, new positions, new posts on LinkedIn.
Perhaps seeing your husband land that job was what kept you motivated. We generally like our students to speak up more about the experience in total when they land that first job, because that's the ultimate goal, is that first job. And a lot of people need to hear a little more of those stories, because if you hear that this program is just all fun and games and easy, and then you take the first month or two and you have, Linux with Catherine, for example, and you're just not on, you're in the midst of not understanding anything, it's going to be heartbreaking. And generally we want to make sure that our students are prepared mentally to intake such a program, because you could get there, but you must prepare even before the program. Did your husband come from an IT background?
A little bit,
A little bit, okay. But if you could speak with the you while enrolling, right, the old self, and knowing what you know now,
Mhm.
would you have told your old self to still go through the experience or look for
Yes,
something else? Yeah.
yes, of course, yes. And I don't know what's waiting on my new position, because I told you before that I will start from Monday, but I believe myself that I can do it. Everyone is not everyone, but they are doing, I will do it also. Why not? So I studied like almost 1 year, right? So I will do it. I do it. I believe myself, yeah. And I'm so excited. It's like a professional. It's on site. I In the beginning I only applied for remote jobs, but unfortunately after COVID there is not too much remote. There is, but not
And a
too
lot
much.
of competition still.
Yeah, my husband works fully remote right now, but I found the on-site job. But I'm still happy. I will go like every day to office. It feels so great.
You got the quote unquote American dream over here.
Yeah.
Back to in office spaces. So when you came into the program, did you have any doubts? Did you have any things you were afraid of about the program, or any uncertainty? So a lot of our students, when coming into ZiyoTek, they're in their own mental headspace, right? And they come in with their own doubts. They come in with their imposed and imagined doubts, for example, their sort of confidence. You mentioned, for example, your husband told you your English is great. We have a lot of people that are immigrants, a lot of students that are immigrants that are just coming to this country, and this is what they want to do. They want to get into IT. But of course, that little voice in your head is saying, oh, my English isn't all there. Did you have any of these doubts? And what would
Yes.
you tell students that have similar sort of doubts?
Yeah. Before taking this course on ZiyoTek, I went to community college to learn English ESL courses, and ZiyoTek also helped me because we studied like almost 20 people in our class, and we like in a week, 4 day in a week. We talked with teachers, different teachers, and with my classmates, and we had little chat groups on Teams, seven people divided, and it helped me a lot to talk more. And after this in-person interview and different interviews with the companies, with the recruiters, they understanding me whatever I'm answering, right, and I'm understanding the questions on the phone or even in person. I'm like, okay, I'm good. And we did like 1 hour and 30 minutes interview in person with the 4 people, company CEO and one IT guy, HR, recruiter. So they all understand me, and they didn't say, what are you saying? Oh, we don't understand your English. They didn't say like this, right? I answered all the questions, or they didn't say, oh, your English not good, you're talking wrong. No, they need that you know your job, and that's it.
Right.
They need that you're like answering their questions. That's it. And I'm so happy, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can do it. Yeah, and you can do it also. Whoever is thinking like this, if you try, if you like sitting like, oh, can I do it, or whatever, no. If you have to just start, and that's it.
And we have students that were in contact with us for like 3 years. 3 years ago, they were interested, but they still had some self-doubt,
Yeah.
and that didn't allow them to transition. But the idea is, it's not necessarily that they have to come in with us, but if you're interested in IT, you would think within 3 years you would probably have made a move somewhere towards your goal. Overall, have you enjoyed your experience with the program? Have you enjoyed your experience at ZiyoTech? Or would you recommend this sort of
Yes.
pathway to people?
Yes, I would recommend to everyone. I had a lot of friends. I met last month, I met with four of my classmates in person. So I had a lot of great friends and I have found a job. So I would recommend, but don't worry guys, you will learn. Teachers will help you if you don't understand some questions, and there's the recordings if you don't understand some. I had times that sometimes I shy to ask the questions on the class time because it feels like you're taking someone else's time by asking questions, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna ask now or later, and I'm like, okay, I will watch recordings, and there is a recordings always they put after the class. You can watch and watch again and again, so don't worry, just believe to yourself and take this course and keep applying. There's a lot of jobs, a lot of positions waiting for you.
Good, the opportunity is there. Well,
Yes.
Maksuda, thank you very much for taking your time. We again congratulate you for landing that first job you're in, but we're really looking forward to seeing your growth within IT, and we're definitely going to be all family, all in contact, and keeping up with you.
Thank you so much, Alex.
So.
Bye.